What's up, guys? What we got here is a 1936 Chevy two-door sedan. It's a standard trim level. That's why his name is Stan. Yep. And if you follow me on TikTok, you already know what's up. But if you don't, it's okay. I'll fill you in. It won't take long. So like I said, it's a 36 Chevy. I bought this car the end of 2021. It was pretty much original car. Nothing changed. It was almost 100% complete. The only difference was it got repainted in 1960. They did a really bad job. I think their 5-year-old did it with a brush in the barn. It was bad. But I've had the body off the frame. Every nut and bolt and washer has been put, well, no, not washer, because they didn't use washers. I don't think they liked them in 36 because there were none. Anyway, every nut and bolt came off of this frame. Everything's been redone. I've got a chassis engineering Mustang 2 front end. Everything on this frame is chassis engineering. Motor mounts, transmission crossmember, rear suspension. I wanted to go with a reputable company, something I don't have to worry about down the road. You know, like eBay or Temu parts that some people use to save a couple bucks. Just spend the money, dude. You're gonna really regret it in the long run if you don't just spend the cash. So the body is all in sealer for right now, and the interior is also in sealer, but everything is covered in 2 layers of sound deadening, everything. It's gonna be about as quiet as it can be for a 30s era car. And yeah, that's wood you're seeing. It's everywhere with the wood. Chevy still used wood in 36. 37 was the first year. They finally wised up and went all steel in their bodies. Also underneath the car, the rockers are also oak. Those got redone when I had the body off the frame. And that was pretty sketchy because the only thing keeping this body from folding in half when I pulled that wood out was cross bracing that I welded in. It wasn't fun. It's probably the scariest thing I've done on this car yet. I've got 3 layers of bed liner in the trunk. I was gonna paint it, throw some carpet in there, but I thought this would be better because I actually plan on using this car. It's not getting trailered. It sure as hell ain't gonna be a show car. I'm driving it. So if I wanna pick stuff up at the grocery store, I can. Also, underneath the car has been coated in, I believe it was 2 layers of bed liner I put on that, just to make it durable and something I don't have to worry about again. So the doors are steel. This is a late 36. They went to the steel doors in late 36 because they were starting the stamping process for 37. So I lucked out. I don't have wood frame doors because they just basically nailed the outside skin right down along here to the wood frames. And yeah, they just nailed stuff through the body. Like the B pillar, how it's wood. There was just nails run through the body into the wood and covered over in lead. It's just crazy. So I am the second owner on this car. I have the original title. I think that's pretty cool. I mean, the car is almost 90 years old and I'm the second owner. The car was built in Janesville, Wisconsin, which is about a half hour away from my house. And the guy that owned it lived in Broadhead, which is about 20 minutes from my house. So the car was built here, pretty close to in town, and it's staying local for the rest of its life. I think that's pretty cool. So today I'm gonna do some mock-up. I gotta get the running board, front fender, grill shell, rad support. I gotta get all that stuff on because I'm bolting in the brackets for the running board so I can finally weld the bolts to that so I can move on to start doing something else, hopefully a little more fun. It's just all about progress, guys. Oh man, would you look at Stan's stance, huh? I am so happy with how low this car is sitting. It's not too low, it's not slammed to the ground. Now it's obviously gonna sit a little bit lower once everything's in it. I think I'm probably getting maximum maybe a 1/4 of an inch lower on the suspension. I have had a couple people in it, so I do kind of know where it's gonna sit. So it'll be a little bit lower. The running boards are like one of the only panels on this car that I had to replace. They were completely rotted away. Pretty standard for running boards of the time. Everything else is original. And I know this fender looks like, oh, it's got a ton of Bondo on it. It really isn't. It's pretty thin. I just haven't sanded it all down yet. It's just a kind of a rough sand. But man, this is low, but not too low. I like it. My plan with this car is I wanted it to look on the outside about as original as I possibly could with the parts that are available. Now, these are obviously trailer wheels and tires. I did find a company that makes the artillery wheels, which if you're not familiar with what artillery wheels are, those are artillery wheels. That's what this car came with. They were 17s, which is actually a pretty big wheel for 36, I think. I can only get them in 15s, but they do look original. It's just one of those things that I'm gonna have to deal with. But the car will, for the most part, look fairly original on the outside. The interior, I'm gonna go as original as I can. There's gonna be no power steering in the car, no power windows, power locks, no radio, no power sunroof, obviously. No AC, I'm not doing any of it. We're going with the vent windows, the cowl vent's staying in it. From what I'm told, that all works fantastic in the summer, as long as you're moving. Not so much at a stoplight. But the cool thing about this, since it's a standard, this car came with buckets. The Master Deluxe came with a bench, which you would kind of think it would be the other way around. But I got factory buckets for this car. That stuff's all getting done. So we're gonna put it back as original as I can. I am super happy with the way that this sits. So now all I gotta do is weld those bolts on the bottom side of my running board, and I'll be done with this side, and then I'll just have to go on to the next. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I will see you later.